Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-2187. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Outpost 2187 has been established to form a 1-kilometer secure perimeter around SCP-2187-A under the cover of a private energy power plant. Researcher Team 44 is currently assigned to investigation and reverse engineering of the technology inside SCP-2187-A. Knowledge of SCP-2187-B is to be suppressed in major astronomical organizations. Due to increasing cosmological developments rapidly increasing the difficulty of contingency, plans to remove SCP-2187-B from orbit, either to be secured on Earth or in orbit of another celestial body, are currently under review. The broadcasts from SCP-2187-B are currently suppressed by a global network of number stations masking the frequency. Attempts to reconstruct or activate currently inactive equipment related to SCP-2187 requires the authorization of 2 Level 5 personnel. Description: SCP-2187 refers to a network of anomalous technology created mid-20th century. The different components of SCP-2187 are sub-designated by location. SCP-2187-A is a 2-story building in Southern Virginia. SCP-2187-A was previously an estate owned by the family, abandoned sometime before the 20th century. The building is devoid of normal furnishings and instead contains a variety of technology resembling 1950s-era equipment. The equipment is powered by 413 large atomic batteries connected in the basement level. Upon discovery, the doors and windows to SCP-2187-A were heavily reinforced, and the building was completely filled with 323 human, all of which had died of blunt trauma or suffocation. See Addendum 2187-1 and 2. The area also contained a large number of researcher notes and journals regarding SCP-2187. The SCP-2187-A designation is not inherently abnormal, but has been created for the anomalous technology found inside of it. SCP-2187-A1 is a large computer connected to 6 complex neural scanners, taking up the majority of SCP-2187-A's interior. Each scanner is a hollow acrylic hemisphere lined with a complex array of metal instruments. These scanners automatically trigger when above a human, and are able to transfer highly detailed neural patterns from human brains inside it into a data format usable by the computer. The computational portion of SCP-2187-A1 is mostly made of vacuum tubes and rudimentary transistors, and in design resembles an extremely complex calculator. Upon scanning a human subject, SCP-2187-A1 will perform an unknown series of operations completed in approximately 4 seconds and emit a paper ticket. Large gold paint lettering on the side of SCP-2187-A1 reads the name Peter in Russian. SCP-2187-A2 are 12 elevators connected to the side of SCP-2187-A. Each SCP-2187-A2 appears as a normal brand elevator produced in 1990, save for a small unlabeled slot in place of the button panel. SCP-2187-A2 is only operational when it contains exactly 1 human. SCP-2187-A2 activates when a ticket emitted from SCP-2187-A1 is inserted into its slot. At this point, SCP-2187-A2 will begin to ascend or descend, determined by uncertain criteria, see Addendum 2187-3, until it reaches the level above or below. At this point, the occupant of SCP-2187-A2 will disappear. Upon ascending, SCP-2187-A2 emits a high-energy electromagnetic pulse directly upwards, received by equipment on SCP-2187-B. Analysis of the pulse has revealed the data it carries is highly correlated with the subject's neural gamma wave. SCP-2187-B is an artificial satellite in orbit of Earth 540,000 kilometers above SCP-2187-A. SCP-2187-B is geostationary, meaning it retains a constant position relative to Earth's surface, despite that is much farther from the Earth than would allow so. SCP-2187 emits massive amounts of gamma radiation, at levels for which currently there exists no feasible equipment to shield personnel from a lethal dosage at ranges closer than 400 meters. SCP-2187 is cylindrical in shape, measuring exactly 1 kilometer in diameter and approximately 3.6 kilometers long, and rotating at a speed to simulate artificial gravity. The structure of SCP-2187 appears to be modularized into different sections, each one an identically sized wheel connected to an elongated axle. Large lettering along the circumference of the upmost section reads Juĝo Plage Bona, in Esperanto translates to best judgment. The sections below appear to be in increasing states of disrepair or incomplete construction, including structural damage and missing portions of the hull. SCP-2187 transmits periodical wireless televisual broadcasts at intervals of 6 hours. See Addendum 2187-5. It is unknown what becomes of subjects inside SCP-2187-2 when it descends. There is currently no evidence to suggest anything occurs other than their ceasing to exist. Addendum 2187-1. SCP-2187 was discovered on 20 after several phases of investigation of the post building filled with people on .com. The building was found sealed, although human limbs were visible through the windows. After the door was cut open, human remains were forcibly ejected, wounding 2 agents. Total excavation of the human remains took 3 weeks. Subsequent investigation was able to link many of the dead bodies to an extranormal event that occurred over 20 years prior. See Addendum 2187-2 for the original documentation. It is currently theorized that equipment inside SCP-2187 was able to teleport humans inside upon their death, and that SCP-2187 was somehow activated, summoning hundreds of people over the course of 3 minutes. Although the building can accommodate a maximum of 1 person per second, much faster than necessary at the time of its design, the higher death rate coupled with the confusion of arrivals led to a buildup, as no one was able to escape through the building's reinforced exits. After 323 bodies had filled the building, the pressure caused damage to the equipment, deactivating it. Addendum 2187-2. Documentation for original extranormal event. Event description. Every person who dies from 0536 to 0539 UTC spontaneously disappears. Disappearances are global but non-simultaneous over the time period. 169 disappearances confirmed, over 300 hypothesized. Date of occurrence, redacted. Location, various locations on Earth. Follow-up actions taken. Media manipulated to make sure connection is not drawn between various disappearances. Public disappearances covered up through amnestics. Addendum 2187-3. Testing on the criteria of ascension or descension of SCP-2187-2 has been inconclusive. It has been confirmed that it is dependent on the ticket inserted and the psyche of the person who received it, regardless of who inserts the ticket or is present in the elevator. The criteria appears to particularly regard the subject's memories and psychological disposition. Ascension is rare. Over 70% of D-Class and 75% of Foundation personnel have caused SCP-2187-2 to descend. D-Class whose scans have caused SCP-2187-2 to ascend generally express deep regret or religious repentance over past immoral actions, but are in a sound state of mind. Addendum 2187-4. For a full list of information materials discovered in SCP-2187 see Recovered Materials 2187-A. Recovered Materials 2187-A. Overview. This is an incomplete log of information discovered in SCP-2187-A. Discovered information artifacts are so far 2 types: handwritten or typed notes or journals, and narrated videos continuously looping on mounted displays. Mounted videos. Numerous displays are mounted around SCP-2187-A that loop continuously while powered. Videos recovered feature a narrator speaking directly into the camera in front of a brick backdrop. Narrator is a black-haired Caucasian approximately 40 years old, speaking with a slight Russian accent. Each phrase is spoken in Esperanto, Russian, and English in sequence. For the sake of brevity, only the English phrases have been included. Video 2187-01. Video is mounted near tall cylindrical booths and massive wires. Narrator: Welcome and congratulations, traveler. Do not be alarmed. You are experiencing the fruit of greatest endeavor and achievement of mankind. Step away from the booths and into the hall. Your confusion will be resolved in good time. Video 2187-02. Video is mounted outside room containing equipment in hallway towards SCP-2187-A1. Narrator: Where you are is not of any spiritual deception or tied to any petty nationality. You are here as a member of mankind. Be proud to be a human. This is our crowning achievement. Video 2187-03. Video is mounted near end of passage leading to SCP-2187-A1. Narrator: Whatever behooved us to suffer the laborious injustice of life, no. As humans, we have overcome. We have chosen Juĝo Nova. Video 2187-04. Video is shown on large central display above SCP-2187-A1, as well as on numerous smaller displays around the room. Narrator: Step into one of the scanners and receive a ticket to join Judgment. Peter will find your place. Video 2187-05. Video is mounted above elevator doors. Narrator: A final warning. All honest men and women have a place in Juĝo Nova, but your decisions in the previous will place you in the next. Let the glorious enjoy glory. Good luck. We hope to see you on the other side. Researcher notes. The following are notes found distributed around SCP-2187-A, believed to be written by the creators of SCP-2187. Many more pieces of paper were discovered, but too severely torn or obscured by human waste to be read. Note 2187-1. Found on floor, handwritten on a scrap of lined paper. To do. Write my to-do list, which has been scored out. Whoop-de-doo. Ask Brett if the solar accelerator is working. I know it's not. I want him to know that he better get it working. Finish the mass pulse receiver. Decide that to-do lists are a bad format to articulate my thoughts in, which has been scored out. Whoop-de-doo. Remainder of page is torn. Note 2187-2. Translated from Russian. Note handwritten on blank paper. Is it Sunday? Are Sundays a good idea? Note 2187-3. Found pressed to window by corpse. Pages torn from spiral-bound graph paper notebook. For how many centuries have we heard the rhetoric of life's not fair, as if it justifies a thing? Should I curl up and die that Adolf Hitler suffered the same fate as the I sound like a goddamn communist, preach of equality and blasphemy. Life's not fair, like it changes a goddamn thing. When has a man, as a species, endured? I say it separates us from the beast. Man does not endure. Man adapts. Not us. We stay. We adapt our surroundings to us. So what cowers us in the face of the greatest injustice of them all? Remainder of page blank. Note 2187-4. Translated from Russian. Note typed on lined cardstock. Found pinned to bulletin board on the side of SCP-2187-A1. Slide rules are not shared property. It has Arcady Guys written on it. If you have it, bring it to me immediately. Note 2187-5. Written on lined page. Found stapled to bulletin board. Goddamn food. Seriously, how didn't we think of this? Pulse it up from the planet? Pushing back 6 months for an automated agriculture. Not feed people? I guess worst case scenario. But I don't like being hungry. My paradise has filet mignon. Other small portions of paper are stapled to board, indicating other notes removed prior to discovery. Note 2187-6. Found attached to underside of SCP-2187-A1. Pages torn from spiral-bound graph paper notebook. It won't catch Henry, but maybe it will catch the Korean who shot him. Remainder of page blank. Addendum 2187-5. Broadcasts from SCP-2187 are 15 to 60 seconds long, consisting of male narrators speaking 1 to 3 sentences in Esperanto, repeated in Russian and English. The narrator is a blonde Caucasian, approximately 35 years old, with an Esperanto accent in front of a metal backdrop. The following are transcripts of selected examples of the English portions of the broadcasts. Remember, English is an artifact of your nationalist past. We are all humans here. Learn to speak Esperanto. Don't be ashamed if you haven't yet. Just ask. Juĝo Nova. Rapture today. Better than reincarnation, the Nova Project delivers true justice. Each new member is carefully hand-picked from the degenerates for moral character. Not satisfied with your placement? Appeals for re-evaluation are available to all members of Juĝo Nova. Neural portfolios sent to the desk of Peter, processed in 3 to 5 working days. Worried about your energy usage? Don't be. With the power of the atom, there is plenty to go around. You deserve your spot here, so relax. Juĝo Nova is a place of reward, but you can always do your part to welcome the next generation of the worthy. Sign up for construction services. Ever concerned about invasions from jealous degenerates? Put yourself at ease. Juĝo Nova has a full automated security system patrolling 36 hours a day to defend you with the indepletable power of the atom. So say thanks to your automated nuclear guards of eternal life. Don't upset the atom, and the atom won't upset you. Okay, I think that about does it for today. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye. I would like to give a special thank you to Zargaran, O Crop Guy, Rowan O'Brien, James Saba, Hello, Lost Boy, Your Local Foundation Agent, Zazapan, Cupster, Dean Dingus, Braided Peach, Sotto Voce, Oscurovision, Simon the Skink, Wiz, Dr. Andrew Turner, Grimnir, Extra Moments 123, Swift Raw, Gwydion Murden, Yatamaru Shizuka, Fretful, and Ferretman. If you would like a special thank you at the end of each of my videos, and some other cool stuff as well, visit patreon.com/TheVolgun. Thank you.